Welcome to my channel, Flat Earth channel normally, but it's all encompassing of religion, astrophysics, Egyptian, Flat Earth, human consciousness, because the brain is the same as the Flat Earth design. We're all fractals of the Earth. Well, today, a bit of divine truth, a bit of knowledge. This is what science doesn't know, or they won't tell you. Is Polaris and Sigma Octantis are the sun, because it all comes out of center Earth, and that's where the sun is. There's the ecliptic. That everything is projected out into our realm. Everything we see up there in the sky are all projections. Nothing is physical. The sun projects it out. Inside the vortex is a hollow core. It's what science calls a vacuum. And it's an amplifier. It amplifies frequency. And that's everything we see in our world is due to frequencies. That is reflected out there, and then the dull light, the sun, is reflected up there. There is Polaris. Well, there's a divine time in our history which all religion is about, and it's September at the equinox. Now, who's heard of the Anunnaki? Who's heard of all the crazy stories about aliens and all that? Well, the story, all these stories go right back in time. The Anunnaki is one of the earliest stories known to man about creation. And what people don't understand is creation is man's awakening. And it runs parallel with the design of Earth. So at some time, Earth began like that. But it's about a man's awakening and how he becomes enlightened into this world. And it all happens at a certain time of the year. So this is the northern Polaris rotation. I don't know if any of you have done any time-lapse videos, but you want to do it. It's very interesting. Get your head around everything. You'll see this Polaris rotation up there, and you'll see the southern rotation. They don't meet. There's a round spinning ball they want you to think you live on. How do you get two rotations like that? They think, oh, if you look that way, you see the rotation. If you look that way, you see the rotation. What happens if you're on the equator looking straight up, the celestial equator? Why are you seeing two rotations? Shouldn't it be rolling, one rolling night sky rotation? Sure, you get one down here and one down here. If you want to look right and left, you're not looking right and left, you're looking straight ahead. If the Earth is revolving that way, you'll get one night sky. We were talking about La La Land out here, remember? They call space. Well, that's not how it works. It could be garbage. Any person who opens at least one of his eyes can see that with a time-lapse video camera. There's a gap here, and that gap's about 5,000 kilometres, the way I work it out. Now, in spring, which could be the other side's, well, it's autumn, three things come through here, and they will be looking like that. It's the north, videoing it. And that's Orion's belt. Orion's belt. That's the way it goes. 3 longer lines at the bottom, I hope so. But I could be wrong. But anyway, when that starts passing through, that's part of the divine moment. That is spring. And this is where the stories come from, because this is the time of the year, at a particular time, which is this time, that's what that means. And that's bamboozled religion for more than 2,000 years. They still don't know what that means. I know what it means. And this time, at that time, and that time, a man will be woken up. And that man was Jesus Christ. In the story, in that particular story. Allegory form. A particular person. And in religion, if you go back in the bowels of religion, there's no name. The name was secret. They don't say the name. They don't say the name because the name is not for one person only. It can happen to anybody, any person on this earth. And that's the goal in life, is for him to reach that stage, a conscious state of being. It means opening up your mind. Opening up your mind. It's all about this Kundalini rising, bringing the energy up here, opening your mind, not being shut down, ignorant, arrogant, thinking you're living on a spinning ball and that's that. No, you got to start thinking. Spinning ball is utter garbage. You want to stay down there in the gutter, down there in the red frequency, instead of up there in the purple frequency. You just go along with all that garbage. Gravity and spinning ball. That magical word, gravity. Such a magical word. Yet all the magic involved in alchemy is all swept under the mat because it's magic. And a lot of religions, they're all brainwashed into thinking their religion's the sacred religion. All other stuff is evil, satanic. Christians, a lot of them think the Egyptian story information is all satanic. The Eye of Ra, ooh, it's evil. No, it's all the same story. The Christian Jesus story came from the frickin' Babylonians, or way before that. Sumerians came all the way through. Oh, what I wanted to say. I've shown you this in earlier videos, but I'm going over it for new people. What science also doesn't know. Oh, so I've told you that represents the sun. Right? They don't believe that, they don't know that, they don't think Earth's flat. It's all, this is the truth. This is truth. And also, what they don't know is this rotation out south is continuously moving around Polaris. You do not see it. You see your image because everything's projected out from north to south. And as the night moves, this moves. You will always get your rotation. And the stars are always coming in, going out, going in, coming out, going in, coming out. They're always coming in, always coming in. You know, they're just always coming in. As it moves, you don't know because it's all projected out from here. All the stars in here are continuously turning around. It's a mass of stars. And all the way around there for 24 hours, back to where you see it again at the same time every night. That's how the Earth works. Science can't get their head around that either. It'll all come out one day. That's the way that works. The flat earth round. Centre earth. The southern rotation all the way up there. Your focal point. Because it's a concave lens. Projects everything to a focal point. And this is symmetrical. This, so the sun's there, Sigma Octantis. Sun's there, Polaris. Just off centre is the sun. Just off centre is Polaris. Just off centre is Sigma Octantis. That's a lot fainter than that because that's a long way away than that to there, isn't it? And there's your rotation from straight down there, straight up, out there, off the stem. The Egyptians described this, that rotation, the lotus flower. That rotation is the papyrus stem. A lotus flower has a stem, doesn't it? But no, they're showing you the duality, the two. There's two involved. They also tell us of the overlay, SETI 1, SETI 2, overlays, star overlays in here. There you have your, we have the vacuum, a crocodile head the Egyptians worship, because there's your sun. It's the plasma field coming down here. And in here, the moon and the planet. Now, the overlay, your SETI overlay, overlays of stars. So you've got, this is the Milky Way. The core of there is the Milky Way. It's sitting vertically, but you don't see it vertically, you see it gone over that way. This is south at the top, the north. It's gone over and starts turning because all this is turning over the night. The egg, the whole egg, this in here is an elliptic, is an egg, and the sun's there. The whole thing turns over the night. So you've got all this Milky Way star rotation. You've seen all that. Look in the sky. It looks like that, doesn't it? And then it folds. The sun's in there bulging. That's the back of the sun. Science doesn't know that either. Milky Way. The sun is tucked in there like this. It's tucked in like an egg in a nest. It's all related to nature. Now, SETI 1, so we've got this amount of stars, you've got the Milky Way, and then you've got the complete vortex on the outside, the magnetic field, all the other stars. So you've got SETI 1, where you have the electrons, the moon and the planets, and the Milky Way. One's further out. Everything is so minute. This is like magnified billions of times compared to what's actually happening. Well, thousands maybe. Yeah. So that's the way it is. That's the Egyptian, what the Egyptians have left us. There's the crocodile, there's his eye. It's all there. It's all truth that'll come out one day. If you stop believing the spinning ball garbage, understanding why you shouldn't believe the spinning ball leads you into the meaning to life. Understanding, you don't have to be a religious fruitcake, but you understand it all. The message. This is all the religions brought together, give you the whole picture. Meditation, it's about conscious state. Takes you, you've heard all about the power of the mind. It's all about that. And that's where all the magic comes into it. If you can really get up there, all those stories you hear of Jesus doing, a bit like magic. So this is what you need to do, is get into meditating, understand the whole system, But it's all about opening the mind. Open. Think. And things can happen. Okay. See you later.